Hi everyone, David here, and today I've got an instructional demonstration type of video for you to show you how to get started as quickly and as easily as possible with your G-Series lenses from ReeFlex. When you get your lenses, they will come in a pouch and you'll get a cleaning cloth, which I don't have because I have a prototype version here, but you'll get a pouch to keep your lens safe and you'll get a cleaning cloth to get rid of any dust and debris or water that gets on the elements, the glass elements. And you will get a front cap, which is magnetic. You'll get a rear cap, which is not magnetic. It is 17 millimeters, which is very, very compatible in the ecosystem of mobile photography accessories. So that is how your lens will come. And when you order it, you'll also be asked what size phone you have. Very important you get this right because these phones may look very, very similar. I've got a 15 Pro Max and a 13 Pro Max here. This, by the way, is not my phone. This is my wife's phone. So that's why there's a picture of me there. But the camera systems are very, very subtly different across generations. The 15 Pro Maxes is quite a bit larger than the 13 Pro Maxes, even though the bodies of the phones, again, look very, very similar sizes. The cases aren't cross-compatible. So just make sure that you choose the correct phone for you for the case, because the case is how you mount the lens to the phone. So the 15 Pro Max is already in its case. You can see the lens mounting system here, the metal one, is perfectly aligned with the lenses of the iPhone, and it's just a case of making sure all the corners are in properly. You'll get a lip on the case to make sure that the phone is actually in the case properly. Sometimes I put the case in and there's one corner that's just not in properly, and just pop it in. And when you put your phone face down, that little lip protects it, which is really nice. So let's put the 13 Pro Max in its case. I like to start with the strong metal camera mount and go from there. It's quite a tough case, which is good. And you hear a nice satisfying pop, pop, pop as each corner goes in. And then the lenses are perfectly aligned to give you the best possible quality when you use your G-Series lenses. Now, speaking of the best possible quality, they have been designed to be used and get the best results with the main cameras. And I'll show you how to determine which camera is the main camera. Now, what's that about? Well, you'll see there's two mounts here. There's two thread mounts. One is for the telephoto, one is for the main. You can use your G-Series lenses with the telephoto cameras, but as I said, it is highly, highly recommended that you use them with the main camera because you will get the best quality. So you have to determine which one of these is the main camera, and it's not as simple as it sounds. For example, I switched from a 12 Pro to a 13 Pro Max, and I was using some lenses, some old Pro Series lenses from ReeFlex with the 12 Pro, and it had a different camera. I think the main camera on the 12 Pro was this one, and then I switched to the 13 Pro Max and I kept mounting it to the wrong one because of muscle memory and things like that. So it's very important to determine which camera is which so you have the best experience and get started as quickly as possible. So I'm going to fire up a screen recording here in 3, 2, 1. So here we have the screen recording, and it's best to do this in the ReeFlex Pro Camera app. Don't try this in Apple's stock camera app, and I'll show you why. So let's open up the stock camera app, and I'm going to put my finger over the 1x lens, the main camera, and look what happens. The iPhone is trying to do me a favor. It's trying to see how my finger disappears, and I'm getting some weird exposure thing here, but you don't always. Sometimes when you block one of the lenses, it seamlessly switches to another, and you can't tell. You honestly can't tell which one is which. I might be able to make that happen here by going closer to the G-Series lens. So now it's actually switched to the macro lens, which is the ultra wide. If I block the main camera now, look, I'm blocking it completely, but you can only see my finger a bit in the corner. I'm still blocking most of that camera, but you can't tell because it's switched to the macro. And you know because it has that macro symbol in the corner, in the bottom left. If I tap that macro, there you go. Tap it. Can you see that? Whereas that doesn't happen in the ReeFlex Pro Camera app. So I'm in the ReeFlex Pro Camera app now. Do the same thing. The lens blocks as it should. And you can see W for wide camera. Main camera, wide camera, 1x, 1 times. All names that the main camera goes by. So to confirm, that is the lens that you mount the G-Series to. So let's do that. Turn it over. 17mm thread, 17mm thread. And if you don't get as many rotations as this, then you probably misaligned it. But I've been testing these out for a long time and I've never had a misalignment. When I first started using lenses like these, using much cheaper ones, much less quality ones, and the threads would wear and I would misalign it, whereas not one bit with these. So you'll get a good amount of rotations, and then that is attached now. So that's a telephoto lens, and unscrew it like that. It's good I like to unscrew it on the phone, because once it reaches the end of the thread, it does obviously come loose. So it's still balanced on the phone when that happens, and I've got a good grip on it as well. So that's the tele, this is the anamorphic, exact same thing. And the anamorphic does rotate as part of its design, it's part of its purpose. So there you go. So that is screwing your lenses onto the phone and determining which lens to actually screw them onto on the phone itself. So that's that. Now let's go on to the filters. Put the 13 Pro Max away. And now you will have seen during the Kickstarter campaign video and some other videos as well about the G-Series lenses that the filters magnetically attached directly to the lenses. Now, the lenses had to be changed a little bit. The filters had to be changed because of some vignetting on certain iPhone models. Wanted every single phone to have an equally great experience. So the sizes just differed ever so slightly. The optics didn't change, but the size did, which means we had to introduce some filter mounts. So when you order filters, you get some adapters as well. So you can attach the filters directly to your phone. This is a 17mm thread. I'll do that one last. We've got a wide angle and telephoto step up adapter, and we have an anamorphic one. So these are 67mm. The filters are 67mm. So what you do is, let's do the telephoto lens. You screw the lens onto the phone. Then you take your adapter. You can put the adapter, it's magnetic, you put it on the lens, and you can just make sure that it's aligned. It won't move when it's properly aligned. If it's not, if it's misaligned like that, you'll see it can move around until you push it into place. Just move it into place like that. Or you can do it a different way. You can take your filter and you can put it directly, it's magnetic, onto the adapter. So you put it text first, and by that I mean the text of the adapter. You put that onto the filter, and then you could attach the adapter and the filter straight to the G-Series lens, and that's attached. So that is the wide and tele adapter. They're the same size. Let's go for the anamorphic. So screw the lens on. There we go. And put the adapter on, just like that. I'll use the same filter. And there you go. So that is attaching the G-Series filters and lenses. And this is a CPL, so it's very convenient. You can rotate it very nicely there to use it for its full CPL goodness. Oh, that is how you attach your G-Series lenses to your phone. No matter which phone you have, it will be the same. Open the ReeFlex Pro Camera app, put your finger in front of the camera, determine that you are in W in a G-Series app, which is the main camera. Make sure that you can see, yes, it gets blocked when you put your finger over it. Confirms that you're in the right camera. Screw your lens on, and you will get used to it over time with muscle memory and habit and things like that. So enjoy your G-Series lenses and filters, and I really look forward to seeing what you share with them in the ReeFlex Piazza Facebook group. Thanks for watching and happy shooting.